Okay, so good afternoon. My name is Nick Zoller. I'm the City of Savannah's Communications Director. I'm joined by Mayor Van R. Johnson II and Ms. Keturah Green, our Police Public Information Officer. And really what we know at this point is that construction workers noticed that there was some smoke building up on one of the floors in the building, the hotel that's being built in the Eastern Wharf development, and they immediately alerted 911. We were on scene very quickly. We have a lot of crews out here working to fight this fire. It looks like we're starting to make some headway. The fire chief himself is actually suited up and is with his crews fighting the fire.
Okay, we seem to have lost some connection with that, but we're going to stay with this news conference. Hopefully we'll be able to get audio back up.
Salvage that we can do for this building and this construction. At this point, what we do know is that no individuals were harmed from the fire, so that's the biggest news that we want out there. You know, everyone was safe. The construction crews did what they were supposed to do when they noticed what was going on. And right now we're just trying to get on the offensive and get off of the defensive in fighting the fire. Now, Keturah is going to share some updates as far as traffic, and then the mayor has a message to share.
Hello again, I'm Keturah Green, PIO for the Savannah Police Department. And what we really want to stress at this time is that East Bay Street between East Broad and East President Street is completely closed to vehicular traffic. We are encouraging motorists and even pedestrians, if you can please avoid this area as much as possible. We have a lot of emergency crews, a lot of Savannah police vehicles, and a lot of different people who are coming to join this effort in controlling this fire. So we do ask that you just please be mindful of the emergency vehicles. If you're a pedestrian, there could be an emergency vehicle that is coming down this area, and we want you to make sure that you stay situationally aware of what's going on around you. Also, Truman at Henderson and Anderson, Henry and Anderson is closed at this time, Truman Parkway. So please be noticed of all of these different closures, and please make sure you keep yourself safe and that you also just abide by any directions that safety officials give you at this time.
Good afternoon. My name is Van Johnson. I'm the mayor of the city of Savannah. Obviously, we have an extraordinary event taking place behind me. I continue to be absolutely impressed by the efforts of the Savannah Fire Department, who are actively fighting this blaze, and the Savannah Police Department, who are doing their part in ensuring that the perimeters and the areas are safe. Thank God there's been no one injured or killed as a result of this. We know this could have been a whole lot worse. So we're very, very fortunate and grateful for that. We're also grateful for the interagency communication that we have. Chatham County, which is above us, SEMA, who's been on site, Southside Fire, who's also on site, and then a variety of agencies to include Georgia Power, who's advised us that power is cut off on some areas in this immediate area and on the east side as a precaution. And so you can understand why you would not have power in the midst of a fire going on. I've heard also from Governor Kemp's office, and they have pledged any support that we need to give them, we will. I think the message given by these two professionals are very, very clear. We need to avoid the area. There's nothing to see here but people doing the jobs that they're trained to do. And at the time at which the streets can be open to safely allow traffic to go back to and fro, then we will all listen and do that. To be honest with you, I don't know what happened. We will let the investigators determine that once the site has been deemed safe to assess. We know that time is not right now. So again, thank you all for coming out. Thank you for helping us spread this message. But again, this story, this narrative could have been a whole lot worse if one of these construction workers had been engulfed in these flames. And as you can see, there's a pretty significant flames even now. So if there are any questions or anything that we can entertain, we will, to the point at which we can answer them. Some things we just don't know. Any questions?
Can you quantify, Mr. Mayor, the response? You touched on it a little bit as far as the massive amount of personnel that has been on scene. Can you quantify that?
Not by numbers, I just say it's overwhelming. Again, we're blessed to have the top fire department literally in this region. When you think about it, we're one out of only 87 fire departments in the country that have the ratings that we have. So they train every single day for these types of things. And they're suited up. Our command staff, they're suited up. The chief, he's suited up. I haven't seen him yet because he's somewhere over there fighting the fire. And so that's the kind of response that you want. And again, very happy for them and for our police department. Again, you have not been able to get around the perimeter of this because of the strength of our police department and their ability to be able to keep people safe. So again, the city's response, we've had folks here to help provide water. We're grateful to them for that. And again, we just have, I think, an overwhelming but coordinated city response along with mutual aid from our partners. We're grateful for that.
Do we know if there was anyone inside when the fire started? Were there people working there today?
As I understand, people were working there.
Yeah.
So this is it was an active site. And if you notice on the other side, you'll see they're still out there. But I think everybody was evacuated and they're all accounted for.
So the city funded $30 million for the parking garage at that complex. Do we know anything else about the city's further investment into the facility right now?
That's the extent of our was the garage, which I'm looking. You can see it right here. It looks like it's concrete, and it appears to be intact. Again, I'm not a fire professional. I don't know, but I suspect the owners will make some decisions, and they'll determine how they're going to go from here. Anything else?
Is there any support from the water? I know the fire department has a boat they can battle fires with, or is that too far off?
I do not know. That's an operational question. And I guess if you look at it, the water is on the other side of that. So I think we probably needed some resources that were a little closer on the ground side.
Do we have any idea how much of the fire is contained at this point, or still?
I have not the slightest idea. I'm not a firefighter. To all due respect. But again, I do know one thing. I know usually white smoke means that it's been contained, and black smoke means that stuff is still burning, and so you see more black smoke. So again, this is still a very active scene, and stuff. And again, like I said, it looks like it's still burning significantly.
Mr. Mayor, you've lived in the city for quite a long time. When you see something like that, what goes through your mind?
I hope nobody's hurt. Primarily, and I hope that our public safety professionals are not hurt. There's always people above property, and so that was my first thing. We have people out here working in now some very dangerous conditions. As you can tell right now, it's still a significant wind, and as you know, fire shifts with wind. So again, we're just going to continue to pray for their safety. We're going to give them the space to do their job, and we just want everybody to go home at the end of the day.
Even after the fire is out and maybe the scene has started to clear, what would your message be to people who might be tempted to want to go get a real close look at what's happened here?
My message would be don't be dumb. Don't do foolish things. The fact of the matter is, while we were watching, some portions of it have fallen down. So it's still an active site. It'll be an active investigative site for a while. And again, we have law enforcement that are really ready to deal with people who trespass. So just stay away.
Any indication that any of the buildings nearby have been affected by that? It seems like just the parking garage there.
Again, right now, as much as we know. The closest building is actually the Marriott, and so, the Marriott looks fine.
Do we know if fire personnel or police are safe as well?
At this point, everybody is. At this point, they're doing their job. They're kicking this fire's butt.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll send out an update if there's going to be another regular briefing, but Katura and I are out here. Janelle's over with fire personnel right now, so we'll be available to give you sound if you need it.
And if possible, if need be, if we need to, at our either workshop today at 4 or our city council meeting at 6, ask the chief for an update. We might want to do that just so, just put that out there at the front so our citizens will know. Jennifer, you have anything? Karen? No, so you good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just got the all clear from
Ma'am?
Just got the all clear from 100% of the
Okay, so that confirms what we believe, and we thank God for that.
And we don't know at this time what caused the fire.
I don't.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you all so much. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course, we're hearing from Savannah Mayor Van Johnson and other city officials concerning that fire located on the east side of town, a massive fire in downtown Savannah near the Marriott on the riverfront, known as the Eastern Wharf. What we can tell you right now is emergency personnel, they're still on the scene. They're working to get that fire under control. Traffic right now is closed off on East Bay Street, East Broad, and President Streets. They're asking people to avoid the area, both motorists and pedestrians. Also, the Truman Parkway at Henry and Anderson Street is closed. Power may be cut off in certain areas as well. We heard the mayor when he said that this is an extraordinary event, but he's impressed by the efforts of the fire department. Also, Governor Kemp's office has pledged any support relating to this situation. We're taking a look at live video right now, drone video, where you can see this huge fire. Well, it's not live. This was recorded earlier. This massive fire, the smoke and the flames were burning this building. According to Savannah Fire, it started on the 5th floor. This is a hotel that was under construction, and they believe that this started on the 5th floor. I spoke with Scott Roberts in the Weather Center, who said that wind gusts reached about 25 miles per hour, which does play a part in the flames and the fire. And we're taking a live look right now from our Titan radar, where you can see images of that fire on this radar. Folks are being advised to stay indoors if you can. Please avoid the area at all costs. Alex Brazarjian is live on the scene right now. I'm not sure if she can still hear me, but I know that other buildings are in the immediate area. And Alex, if you can hear me, I want to know if there's a potential for this fire to spread to any other part.
Right now, of course, the Marriott looks like it's unscathed. It doesn't look like it's spreading. I know Mayor Van Johnson touched on that a little bit, but there is a white structure right, to the right of it, in front of it, and that, looks like the fire hasn't spread, but they do have crews on both sides at this point. Mayor Van Johnson also said some portions of the building are falling down, and of course, it's still an active scene, and people everyone is accounted for at this point, so we're glad to hear that no one was hurt. But right now it's still burning, and they are trying to get it under control, and it doesn't seem like it's spread to any other structures, Kim.
A much different scene, Alex, than maybe 20-30 minutes ago.
Absolutely, Kim. When we first got here, a lot of the building was still intact, and we've slowly watched this fire eat away at that building. The first 3 to 4 stories are completely gone at this point, so we don't know how long this fire is going to burn and if it's going to take the whole building with it.
Thanks a lot, Alex. Keep us posted. Of course, News 3 is continuing to follow this developing story for you on air and online. Stay with us for the very latest. We now return to regular programming.